Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining the ChainBLX Token Voucher Stimulus Project presentation. I'm Carl Sedig, an inventor of multiple technologies and patents, which you are using on your phone daily without ever noticing it. My first invention was the ringback tone replacement technology, a $4.8 million yearly market. Over the past 20 years, I have successfully developed multiple leading marketing and economic models, gaining the reputation to be called a marketing machine by some Fortune 100 companies because of the effectiveness of the models and their successful implementation, predicting outcomes with an error margin less than 1%. I'm also curator of Digital Davos, where I proudly welcome industry leaders, politicians, and congressmen and prime ministers to join my team and me in discussions and panels about global issues. In addition, I'm also co-founder of ChainBLX. This presentation addresses the current and ongoing economic crisis, which is a devastating crisis. It's really severe. The Token Voucher Stimulus Project is geared to help small, medium, and large firms alike during this ongoing crisis. Let's start with a short description of what we are seeing right now, a traditional model. We are in the midst of a vicious cycle where a decrease in purchasing power guides to less demand, which guides to less production, which guides to unemployment, and then again guides to a decrease in purchasing power. A vicious cycle which is present in every recession, guiding to a depression. But all the economic models don't help you. The question is, what does it mean for your firm? What does it mean for your job? What can you do to break out of this vicious cycle? To explain how the Token Voucher Stimulus Project could help you, we must first adjust the model to see your firm, the private firm, in a model. Here you see less demand means less revenue. Of course, when you are so lucky to be in the travel industry right now, it means even refunds and price reductions. Other industries have problems to collect outstanding invoices. All this leads to a cash flow problem. So, when your company has no excess inventory or inventory at all, you may be inclined to make a blowout sale just to make your ends meet. So you will sell inventory far below the break-even point. You will also restructure your firm. A nice word just to say it, you let people go. People which have the knowledge in your company, people which are essential for the company's success in the future. The know-how which you lose is a tremendous hurt in the future growth of your company. You will lose intelligence in your business. That's a fact. In addition, you will have a problem with suppliers. Perhaps they cannot supply you anymore. Second, probably you have fewer orders, so you will no longer be such an attractive customer and put on the back end by deliveries, or the supplier can not supply you anymore. This all guides to a higher marginal cost. Something which costs you probably $50 to produce may now cost you $100 to produce. But the nightmare doesn't stop here. You will also have a slower turnaround. A slower turnaround will guide your company to have problems with delivery. So, as well as you being a supplier to others, you will deliver less product in more time. In short, you will no longer be competitive. Despite what you think your government bailout package will be, a small firm, as an unknown firm, as a long-time private stable tax-paying firm, the bailout will come late and will be most likely not sufficient for you. You don't have the luxury, like a large firm, Thus, you cannot raise funds from public over stock markets. You are not in the spotlight, and your name is not so famous where venture funds are just drooling over to get shares from you for a bargain price and invest in you. You will have problems to access funds because who wants to lend money to a company that cannot compete with their rivals? This guides again to less demand, and here we are at the end of the Euro firm's vicious cycle. It will repeat. We have experienced economic problems many times in history, and we have an old pharmacy toolkit which we use for this. We reduce interest rates, we increase government spending, we make government bailouts, we protect our own countries by putting tariffs and taxes in place, we make properly restriction to import foreign goods. The toolkit also may have tools like currency reform, meaning abolishing an old currency and introducing a whole new currency, or currency restrictions, which doesn't allow you to put the money outside of the country. Governments will also start huge government projects, for example, the Hoover Dam, or any other government spending. Well, all these tools are necessary and well intended and function, but not quick enough. And the common treatment comes for such crises. The old established common treatment for such crises comes with side effects. We know that recovery is slow, it will take years. We also know that most firms will not be saved. We will have lots of firms which go bankrupt. Small, medium and large firms alike. People will lose their jobs. Hence, we will have a higher unemployment. An increase in domestic and international tensions will of course follow. A lot of tension guides domestic unrest in some countries, and even in sometimes war between countries. Hyperinflation is another problem, which we see by such remedies when so much money hits the market. In these circumstances, people start bothering amongst each other. We see occurrence probably of black markets, where people exchange a loaf of bread for a loaf of butter, for a pound of butter, a pack of cigarettes, probably for a six-pack of beer, who knows. The trading between firms, barter trading between firms, becomes more normal. For firms, barter trading becomes more secure than accepting money for products. Of course, the side effects, we all hope that they will not occur, or ultimately not all of them. Thus, we trust in the same remedies again, which we have trusted in the past, expecting another outcome. But we all know we have a really bad situation on hand, and we take the normal remedies and we expect the same outcomes. Lucky, we are not anymore in the past, a century. We have not right now the Great Depression. We have other toolkits. Our economy has evolved, like medicine has evolved. We have more tools to use. It isn't like back then. And as we don't use medicine from back then, we should also not use the same economical tools alone. We should also use more modern tools. We have new tools in the supply chains. We have new tools like blockchain. And we have the internet, a whole new way of buying. Now we can buy online. We didn't have this before. We can transfer data quick. We didn't have this before. All this never exists back then, as we used the common old tools. But something remains true. All the tools had one goal, and this same goal is the same goal which we have to proceed right now. From the past, we have learned the most important factor is to keep demand and purchasing power up. We know we must do this to survive. We know firms must help themselves. We cannot only rely on the government, we have to rely on ourselves. We can hope that the government helps, but it's up to each firm individually to survive and to do something. Now it's time to speak about what you can do. Let's speak about the token voucher stimulus project. Governments like Germany have already introduced vouchers as a remedy to save some local entertainment companies and are trying to expand it to travel or other industry. To be clear, the token voucher stimulus project uses vouchers. It's somehow similar, but it's very different in heart. It is not a half-hearted implementation currently underway in Germany, where most likely the end consumer will be screwed. It also doesn't provide the German solution right now doesn't provide any future perspective at all for the entertainment companies who are using these vouchers already. They are still in need of help. Thus, let me explain what our team is proposing. In short, a solution we are sitting on. We hope that many companies in blockchain and others will soon take part in this combined effort, where companies work together to help each other. The first thing is we have to hold a high level of demand. This is the goal. The project is open to small enterprises, as small as a sole practitioner, and to large enterprises as well, domestic and internationally alike. The project is a tool to access trade credits between players, and it's a tool to secure trade credits through collective efforts, so that they are secure and not the end consumer is screwed. It's a tool that is quick and easily accessible, and it is a tool which is peer-to-peer controlled, therefore not more bureaucracy, therefore quicker. No nepotism, no influencing from other sources. It's a tool that is ready to go and roll. It's a tool to help keep consumer spending constant. It's a tool to use so that you don't have to fire or lay off your employees and keep the knowledge within the company. It should foster sales between all participants. Today, we cannot risk restrictions for dealing outside the country. We are dependent on each other in every supply chain. For example, when we use even partial voucher compensation for our employees, we can keep them in place. And with this, we can give them also advantages. We can help to keep consumer spending constant. We can extend trade credit as well as discounts between each other. And we can make it accessible quickly through blockchain technology. We can make it secure with a collective contract that everyone must abide to, with everyone who wants to join. Hence, we can hold the demand high. This is the goal. You see here a simple principle of how it functions. On the left side, we have a fixed amount of token vouchers, which is created. We have firm 1, 2, through how many firms participate. The firms will fill out an application. Every firm has to vote and decide which other firm can join based on their application and based on the rules which are established beforehand. These firms then receive allocated token vouchers that can be used only one time. This is the key. They can be used only one time. We don't want to have another currency running. The use of them can also be used as a payment for employees if it's negotiated between the firm and their employees. Once a token voucher is used one time, they become used token vouchers and are put in the receiving firm's wallet for future. Employees are an exemption. They can sell their token vouchers on multiple exchanges. They can exchange them for cash, or they can use them for product purchases or service purchase from multiple companies within the alliance using the vouchers. They will enjoy discounts by using these token vouchers, keeping so the demand high. What we will see at the end is that the surviving firms, and let's be clear, not every firm will survive, but the survival firms will buy the token vouchers back from the market. Perhaps it will be only 80%, but most likely 100%. In the end, everyone gets paid back because the surviving firms guarantee for each voucher. This is in short how it functions. So, what does a project like this need? We need a peer-to-peer accreditation and review for who you can join. Exists already. We have it already created in ChainBLX. Other people can also create this very quickly and put it on the market too. We need trading platforms. Many trade firm platforms exist already, including one from ChainBLX. We need token wallets. There are more than enough token wallets already in existence. The blockchain is a tool which exists for many years. Ethereum is our blockchain of choice. It's highly trusted and broadly used. Using for validation mechanism on the token platform has already been developed so that the tokens are not misused or double used. ChainBLX developed this already last year. So the tokens just have to be created, no problem. 20 minutes. A shopping website is already in progress to be programmed where every participant can exhibit his products and can accept token as payments, token voucher as payments. Of course, sometimes there will be conflict and we cannot have a time waste with this conflict. Therefore, an internal arbitration and binding mediation firm is available, already created, specialized for the token market. Who can join? Basically everyone. The more the better, the more the merry. We want it to be as diversified as possible. This would allow that employees can be also paid partially in this token when they have benefits, when enough firms which they want products from are joining. It has to be also diversified for obvious economic reasons. And the best, it has to be diversified within the supply chain. So, who should not join? Yeah, this project is for firms which were stable before this crisis, and not a chance for bailout for firms which already were failing. So it's only for firms which are hit by the crisis, not a bailout for firms which had already problems. In the next 2 slides, it is more detailed discussed what is required to join this project and how you can join it. I encourage you to read through the slides at your own pace by pausing the video and reading through and going to the next slide. It doesn't make sense that I read the slides to you, especially with my German accent. So thank you very much. And the last slide, which you see, is videos and links. A slide with videos from Digital Davos, where other informative videos are available, as well as helpful links, which are also given under this presentation. Thank you very much for your attention.